Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to JoyNews Today. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle. We're on DTT because we're free to on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 125. We are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Coming up this afternoon, timely intervention of fire personnel saves critical lines from going up in flames. We have details for you this afternoon. Also this afternoon, Emerita Professor of the University of Ghana calls for bold steps in making policies that will allow many more women into decision-making positions. Why? We will hear from her shortly. Meanwhile, marketing professor is advising the country to ride on Afua Santua's record to leverage its brand as she hits 120 hours to break the Guinness World Record. We have business, sports, world news, showbiz coming up shortly. We're also live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X via JoyNews on TV. My personal handle is @Denana Aisha. Please stay for details. A timely intervention of the firefighters has saved some critical pylons from going up in flames in Tema. This happened after a fuel tanker with 18,500 liters of diesel on board overturned on the N1 near the TT Brothers Junction in the Bon Katamanso municipality of the Greater Accra region. My colleague Carlos Coloni was at the scene and now reports.
The fuel tanker with registration number GN 1905-16 was heading to Kumasi from Kpong with 18,500 liters of diesel on board. The truck, upon reaching the TT Brothers traffic light, skidded off the road, overturning in the process. Here is an eyewitness, Karim Mohammed, narrating the incident to JoyNews.
This is the cause. As she's coming, before you realize, it's just near a pickup, which is there were like 4 or 5 passengers on board. If he tried to hit the pickup, he might cause damage of 7 or 8 cars. So for safety, he just landed and passed through the road foot, which caused this accident. That's all. But the driver and the mate, they are all safe. It was 13,500 liters. 13,500 liters. It's going to Kumasi. You loaded from one of the depots in Tema called Vena. That's all. We are the remaining of the products on board. We are just transferring to the other car for safety.
With the diesel still gushing out at the time of JoyNews' arrival at the scene, many passers-by were seen busily scooping the petroleum product, while the owner had arranged for the remainder to be transferred into another tanker. Speaking to JoyNews, ADO2 Enoch Isel of the Motorway Fire Station says considering the close proximity of the capsized fuel tanker to the critical main lines from Akosombo, all efforts were being made to avert any national disaster on the lines.
So at 14:20 hours, we had a call from our master control that there's an accident on the Tema Highway near TT Brothers. So immediately at 14:21 hours, myself and my men we were dispatched to the scene. So we got here at 14:32 as a result of the traffic heading towards Dorinya. So immediately we got to the scene, we got that the accident involved the fuel tanker containing diesel actually. So we tried coordinating the police, and when we got here, the police were already at the scene. So the police assisted us by coordinating the police and sending the standbyers back in order for us to do our work. So currently, we told them to call another tanker in order for them to transfer the diesel that's flowing or that's on the ground or that's leaking actually. So I think the tanker is here as you all can see. So currently they are transferring the diesel into another tanker. So right from there, we need to clear the scene, watch the place and actually clear off all the debris on the road. So currently that's what we are doing. But the casualties that were involved, they've been already taken to the hospital. Yeah, so right from the follow-up, let's see their condition. Since we are not the pilots, as you all can see, it could be serious if there is any spark. But that's why we are here, to ensure the safety of the people and also the community. So actually the 2 tenders that are here, one is DPT, of which that one contains water in foam, of which that one can be used for blanketing. And also The other one behind us is full of water. So actually, we've put in things in measures in order to mitigate any unforeseen circumstances that will happen.
While the owner of the truck is still counting the loss, concerns have been raised by road users about the deplorable state of that portion of the road which they believe could have led to the accident. Carlos Caloni, Joy News, Bunkatamanso.
The Oti Regional Minister Joshua Makubu has appealed to the youth in Yajo to remain calm while authorities work to resolve the disturbances around the death of two footballers that sparked protests in the area 2 days ago. Yesterday, the youth took over the residence of the district chief executive demanding its removal. Oti Regional correspondent Peter Senu caught up with the minister at an emergency district security council meeting in Kadjebi. There's more in this report.
On Wednesday, 27th of December 2023, the youth of Yajo, Ahamansu and surrounding communities besieged the residence of the DCE demanding his removal over the death of two footballers in their communities. The footballers met their death on 25th of December in a head-on collision with the National Security Cocoa Board Task Force vehicle. The protest to the office and residence of the DCE prompted an emergency dissect meeting. The meeting was to deliberate on how to ensure peace, law and order in the district. Deputy Regional Minister who attended the meeting mentioned the following as some of the resolutions reached.
We conveyed the condolences of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic and his Vice President, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to the bereaved families, the people in Yajo, the Amansu traditional area, and the people of Kadjebi district, as well as the entire Oti region. Then the second point was an appeal, where we appealed to the family through the chief of Yajo, and then with the representatives of the Paramountcy of Amansu, and then the Dodo Paramount chief. We appealed to them to call on the youth in town, that it was not deliberate. National Security or Cocoa Board has no issues with our brothers who met their untimely death. They were not being pursued, and there was no any outstanding issue between them. It was purely an accident, and they should be aware that we know it was an accident, and for that matter, they should calm down. The third thing was that we gave them our assurance that they are Ghanaians, and every Ghanaian deserves justice, and we were not going to sit down. Police had already commenced investigation into it. We'll follow up to the conclusion stage of the investigation, and whatever is relevant for prosecution we do.
The minister called on those who are into smuggling of cocoa beans to neighboring country Togo not to take advantage of the death of the footballers to disturb the peace and security in the district.
We are aware that this incident, some people want to take advantage. Those who are seriously into cocoa smuggling, we want to use them as a point of contact to continue cause confusion, so that there will be distraction at the front of Cocoa Board and the National Security for them to continue to smuggle. They should consider this as an accident, and let us resolve the issue amicably.
Some traditional leaders from the various communities who took part in the meeting also gave their pieces of advice.
Calmness is already starting, and the regional ministers have assured us that whatever he will have to do in his capacity to make sure the parents of the deceased are well taken off, and also make sure that whoever is in offense of doing this thing will be prosecuted. That alone has given them calmness, and it's left to us, Nananum, and the elders of the communities to carry this message to the youth, for them not to go ahead to do any other thing again. No, because all what we need from Kadjebi district and Akanwa Traditional Congress is peace.
The newly elected assembly member for the area, Nephew Adam, has also called on his people to remain calm while authorities work to resolve the impasse.
What I want to encourage my community or the youth of the community is what? To remain calm. I think everything is resolved, because the lost soul will never come back again. You all know that death is inevitable, and then it is past and gone. So what I need to my community to understand is what? To remain calm, peace, and then peace will prevail. I think that will bring the development that we are all looking for. And it is very unfortunate I've not been integrated, but I've started feeling these challenges, and I think this will be the first and then the last challenge that I will have.
Peter Senu for JoyNews.
Every market day, about 500 pupils in the OT region put their education on hold temporarily to embark on a journey that combines lessons and perseverance and the pursuit of dreams. This is a story that sheds light on the determination and resilience of young students in Ghana. Mahmoud Mohamed Nouruddin takes us to Demise, where the remarkable journey of these pupils begin.
We are here in the bustling town of Demise, in the heart of the OT region, where the local market serves as a backdrop for an extraordinary story of ambition and sacrifice. It is early morning and the air is filled with anticipation as young students, some as young as 10 years old, prepare for their unique daily journey. These eager faces belong to peoples who leave their textbooks behind and instead pick up tubers of yam and other goods. Their mission is to raise money for their educational needs.
Lakeside. My name is Joe Tumwa and I'm a student at Lakeside School. Currently, I'm in class 6. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend school due to a torn uniform. I informed my father about the situation, but he explained that he doesn't have the financial means to provide a new uniform at the moment. Additionally, my mother has traveled. However, I am determined to return to school as soon as I am able to acquire a new uniform.
Today is Monday, and one would expect that these children will be in school. Unfortunately, some of them are here to make money.
Your family, yes.
I am Yusuto. I carry yams on my head to earn some money because we were asked to buy books. Carrying the yams has a physical impact on me.
And how?
Yesuto Kojo is not alone. Hundreds of others share the same goal.
Since the reopening of schools, I haven't had any exercise books for my studies. To address this, I've been working in the market, carrying yams to help my sister raise money to buy books for me. I earn 7 Ghana cedis for carrying 100 tubers of yams. My parents live in the village, and when we ask them for money, they are unable to provide it. My sister also takes on various jobs in the market, and we pool our earnings to buy my books. I am currently in class 6. I require both exercise books and notebooks. Specifically, I need 18 exercise books. Each pack of exercise books costs 60 cedis.
Exercise book, no see packet in the 60 Ghana, and a notebook, no back is 8 cedis, and I be 10 cedis. It's a minimum notebook, minimum 5, minimum say about 5.
Here is a local teacher, Isaac Baba.
Most of the time, being a teacher and then being in a classroom on Mondays, you wouldn't see most of these guys in school. Most of them come to look for what they will get as the daily meal for the week.
My name is Bridget Ado. It is not a duty of the child to feed the home or to bring something on the table. But in some cases, you can't help it. In some cases, you can't help it. But what needs to be done is the mothers need to let them go and close and come in the afternoon to come and help.
At the vibrant Demise market, these children enter a world of barter, negotiation, and hard-earned income. They work tirelessly until late afternoon when they begin their journey back home.
My name is Yafra. Those of us residing in Demise are experiencing a state of poverty. Many of the children in our community are self-reliant as they are compelled to seek small opportunities in order to support themselves financially.
Within the Sofo Abdurrahman,
I am known as Sufo Abdurrahman. The reality is that a number of children you observe in the market are actually orphans, and as a result, they must work in order to provide for their own needs.
Despite this routine, these children remain committed to their studies.
I need to earn some money to cover the cost of the textbooks that were sold to us at school. The books are priced at 30 cedis. While my father is at home, my mother is currently at the market. Whenever I request money to purchase my school supplies, my parents accuse me of simply wanting money to spend.
It is clear that these children are willing to go to greater lengths to secure their education and chase their dreams, but it raises questions about access to quality education and the support system available to them.
In our municipality, you have some major towns which have markets on working days.
Al-Hassan Zulkiful Osman is the leader to all circuit supervisors in the Karachi East municipality.
We have traced the causes. One major cause is parental irresponsibility. Some parents think that the children are those who must help them to do their buying and selling in the markets. You see a young child of about 6-7 years carrying things to go and sell.
The municipality has 4 market days, and about 500 children miss school every market day.
You have Injari, Thursday. You have Demise, a major town, is Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. You have Airam Thursday, Askoko Thursday, Paripari Friday. All these days, you go to the towns there and children of school-going age, they are in the markets selling. Some of them doing some odd jobs in the markets. Close to about 500 children can be found in the market. Some sewing to get something. They have to go and sew sacks. Some they have to go and carry yam. Some parents give them things to go and sell, and a host of things they do in the market.
Al-Hassan also mentions another challenge.
The cry of poverty is still what is they say is the reason why they do that. Parents bring children from those areas to town to come and have education, but when they bring them here, where do they stay? So they end up now nobody to supervise them, and sometimes getting food to eat becomes a problem. So they have to go and do those things to fend for themselves.
Razak Benedicta Sakina is a girl child education coordinator at Mepekope MA Basic School. She says the situation of children fending for themselves is alarming.
In my school, it's very, very alarming. You know, my community is a fishing community, and so usually on Mondays, parents take their wards to the market to go and help them sell, especially their fish. And another problem is that most of these students fend for themselves, and so they would have to go to the market.
Sakina paints a picture of how the situation is in her school.
Market days, from Form 1 to Form 3, we have about half of the school not coming to school on market days. You just go to the classroom and then you realize few students in the classroom sitting to learn. Yeah, that is the situation, how serious the situation is in my school.
She touches on teenage pregnancy.
Yes, talking about teenage pregnancy, for some years back it was very alarming, because after these girls go to sell, sometimes they visit boys and stuff. And for some years, I think 3 years back, it was alarming. But with education and then speaking to parents and all that, I think it is reducing drastically.
The time has come for Ghana to take bold steps in making policies that will allow many more women into decision-making positions. That's according to former director of the Institute of African Studies at the University of Ghana, Professor Techua Menu, who is calling on Parliament to pass the Affirmative Action Bill into law before the end of the 8th Parliament. She was speaking in a yet-to-be-aired interview on PM Personality Profile.
You look at the regions in West Africa, I think apart from Central Africa and maybe the North African region, we really are at bottom, you know. Senegal has a gender parity law, which is interesting, do you see? Yeah. So it's not about religion, it's not, it's about state policy, it's about intention. So in West Africa, apart from Senegal, Cape Verde, and remarkably Togo is making a lot of progress. The same way, we tend to look down on people or countries. We think, oh, this is a small country. But when you look at the statistics, you find that it's different. But what generally, most of those other countries that have achieved progress, they've done it through quota systems, they've done it through proportional representation. And you know that here the political parties have fiercely resisted any talk of, you know, reserving seats for women, etc. But we're going to. In any case, when the affirmative action law is passed, and that is one of the reasons why it has stalled. It hasn't just stalled, you know, it does make demands of, you know, so in Kenya, for instance, you cannot nominate people to any position, like say the courts, without a certain proportion being of either sex. So you cannot have an all-women slate, you cannot have an all-men slate, etc. It recognizes that you need both for, you know, work to happen. So when the affirmative action bill is passed, it will oblige political parties, you know, different sectors of society to do more about this really lopsided. You're talking about parliament. What about district assemblies? We have these are the basic units of governance. And over time, the proportions have gone down. Even the appointed members were not meeting our quotas. So we do need to do more.
Meanwhile, a marketing professor and vice-chancellor at the Ghana Communication Technology University says Efua Santua has created a big opportunity for Ghana to leverage in terms of branding. That sing-a-thon icon concluded her Guinness World Record attempt to break the record for the longest individual singing marathon to surpass the existing 105 hours set by an Indian in 2012. Efua Santua endured a 5-day singing marathon that commenced at midnight Sunday, December 24, and concluded at 7 a.m. on December 29. At the time of ending her record attempt on Friday morning, the young woman had sung for 5 days, 6 hours, and 55 minutes. While addressing the public after her remarkable feat, Efua Santua expressed gratitude to everyone who supported her, including those who showed up at the Akwaba village and those who could not.
Santua to say bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, with a shout, let's welcome Efua Santua Adionu.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. At a point, I kept asking which day it was, and I finally got to know that today is Friday. So, on behalf of my husband, my family, my team, volunteers, media, Ghana Tourism Authority, I'd like to say a very big thank you to each and everyone who participated in this sing-a-thon attempt. This was a mere dream that was visualized in just a period of 5 days. I say just because I don't even remember how it started, not to talk of how it ended. It has been a smooth journey, a very successful one, and we hope and believe that this would be an inspiration to all women and all youth or individuals to come out of your comfort zone and try new opportunities. There's a lot out there to do. You can do a lot of stuff. When you put your mind to it, you will achieve it. I am grateful, and I am grateful to the Ghana music industry, all the artists, those who were able to pass through, those who couldn't pass through. I pray that this attempt will, influence your brand, your music to the next level. Thank you to the Vice President of Ghana. Thank you to the all IGP. I can't list. The list is very tall. I'm grateful to everyone and hope to see you this evening as we celebrate this great milestone. Thank you.
Professor Bob Henson says there's a lot to gain from this feat for the country and the contestant herself.
The lady's feat answers to about 4 or 5 things we can do to leverage her phenomenal success. One of the things we said we'll do is that we'll use the Beyond the Return to deepen the connection between Ghana and the African and Ghanaian diaspora. This lady has made Ghanaians proud globally. So if there was ever a time when we can leverage a feat like this to get more Ghanaians to invest back home, to open more trade doors, to open more investment doors, to open more tourism doors, this is the time. Another thing we said we would do as part of Beyond the Return was highlight Ghana as a world-class, authentic global tourism brand. Now, when it comes to nation branding, contemporary nation branding has to do with leveraging anything you may have, which is peculiar to your country, to give you a very nuanced global positioning so that people will choose you over others when they are making all sorts of investment, tourism, and destination visit decisions. So this also fits with highlighting Ghana as a world-class, authentic global tourism brand. Then we said we're also going to use this to foster greater community spirit, to promote a new national consciousness. If there was ever a time when Ghana needed a new national consciousness, it is now. So the benefits are not just for international tourism, for instance, but even for local tourism. And I know we've been struggling to promote domestic tourism for a long time. So whoever the tourism policy makers are, from the Ghana Tourism Authority to the allied institutions like your Ministry of Tourism, your Ghana Tourism Development Company, all those people, this is time to get together and understand how this excellent feat can be leveraged to marshal both local and international tourism visitations, to galvanize investment, and to make Ghana a preferred tourism destination. Let me say this before we discuss anything else.
It was a memorable moment for female prison inmates at the Kumasi Central Prisons as they received gifts from a prison officer who has gone beyond the call of duty. Giving back to prisons has always come from the benevolence of entities outside of the prisons. By donating pieces of garments to female inmates, prison chaplain Reverend Stella Kacho has set the tone in encouraging the contribution of prison staff to making the life of prisoners a better one during the festive season.
The Christmas festive period is a time when loved ones reaffirm their humanity by giving to the needy and fostering a sense of humanity. The joy and gratitude witnessed within the 4 walls of the Kumasi Central Prisons were heightened as inmates received new garments. A maneuver outreach ministry led by the chaplain of Kumasi Central Prison, Reverend Stella Kacho, presented 250 pieces of garments and local prints to female prisoners. Reverend Stella Kacho says the gesture will allow women in prison to reconnect with their loved ones.
I've done it for the past 18 years. This is the 18th year. And then for the experience I've gathered from prison, I've realized that the women in prison are not so much as the men. And since women are the carriers of homes, when they are in prison, it means that the home will not be functioning well. So the Lord has laid it upon my heart to give each prisoner who is a female half a piece of cloth, very new, brand new one, to be sent to their relatives back home. So this is from prison to the house. So the women will parcel it nicely and give back to their children at home. And those who have mothers whom they were dependent upon before they came to prison will also parcel it from prison to my dear mother at Christmas. So the relations at home will know that their children are still alive. They still have hope. They still think about them.
Assistant Director of the Kumasi Central Prisons, Hannah Hilda Eweme, commended the efforts of her colleague.
Female prisoners in Ghana in particular, they are all most of them are mothers and they have kids at home. So every year when she do it, the River Foundation donates the cloth to us. The inmates often send it to their children at home for the Christmas. Some also send it to their mothers at home. As you are aware, most of us are those who provide clothes for our mothers and our children. And if that person is in custody, who is going to provide dress for the child at home? We are very grateful to them. If you see the excitement when we are giving it out to them, you know how important it is to them. Well, some of them 5 years, 6 years, nobody has ever given them something like this except the foundation. So they are always excited and so grateful to the River Foundation for something like this. And the kids also come around and they are so excited getting the clothes. So I'm happy she's doing it, and I just want to urge others to support her to do it more.
Clinton Yabo supports back to you.
We're still live on JoyNews Today. We're coming to you from our studios in Kokomlemle on the Fanofa Street. We'll take a break. When we return, there's a very latest coming from the world of business.
Hello again. Good afternoon. Welcome to the business segment on JoyNews Today with me, Pius Kojo Baka. The Central Rural Bank is enhancing its strategies to mitigate the impact of the domestic debt exchange program on its operations. We've got more for you in this report.
Before the implementation of the government's domestic debt exchange program, there were concerns about the current macroeconomic environment and the negative impact on the banking sector. The identified impact included declining profitability, increased pressure on banks' solvency, and liquidity issues. CEO of Central Rural Bank, Michael Edu, says the bank's strategy to mitigate the challenge has so far yielded positive results, but they expect the government to honor payment of coupons when due.
We subscribed to the domestic debt exchange program. We had some government of Ghana bonds, and so we were affected. And so it has impacted on the bank's income and the bottom line as well, profitability. Nonetheless, the bank has re-strategized to do more credits, to control and manage costs so that it can remain profitable. We are only appealing to the government to remain faithful to its promise to pay the coupons as and when they fall due.
In the coming year, the bank will be enhancing the use of technology to increase profit margins. Meanwhile, the bank is working to improve service rendered to its customers in driving profits.
But obviously, what is important for us is the service that we deliver to our customers. We want our customers to be happy because we are a community bank. So what is critical is making sure that our customers are happy with the service that we deliver. So in terms of improving service, I think it's all about continuing to deliver best of service to the customers. And as you deliver best of service, the customer will also reward you.
For the next 3 months, the Central Rural Bank has outlined a series of activities to mark its 40th anniversary. For JoyNews, Nana Ojima reporting.
The Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors says the $120 million to be sold to them by the Bank of Ghana for the next quarter of next year will go a long way to help reduce their debt profile in Forex. According to the Chamber, although the amount is lower than what they had in the first quarter of this year, the prevailing economic situation justifies the amount being sold to them. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive of the BDCs, Dr. Patrick Kweku Ofori, said they will engage the Bank of Ghana and the Ministries of Finance and Energy on how best to address FX supply challenges.
Oliver said, we definitely will wish for more, but we also need to be realistic and then also understand the conditions that they find themselves in. You can't give what you don't have. And I think they came in at a time that we really needed them. But what we can also say is that under the leadership of the governor and then also the economic management team, there are other alternative ways that we are coming up, and then that we've also even piloted that we hope that will help address FX supply availability to the market for us to be able to ensure that we are guaranteed a certain quantum of forest to import and carry out our day-to-day trading activity.
And that's it for business. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Sports is next. You're still watching JN Today, and it's time for sports with me, Haruna Mubarak. Now, President Akufo-Addo says the refurbished Koforidua Sports Stadium offers the youth a valuable opportunity to acquire skills for their development. The president officially commissioned the facility, which cost the country $1.8 million on Wednesday in the Eastern region. The multi-purpose edifice has various sporting disciplines, including athletics, table tennis, and basketball.
These facilities are envisaged as safe spaces for youth congregation and recreation, offering a diverse array of services, including state-of-the-art sports infrastructure, counseling centers, entrepreneurship hubs, and additional amenities that cater to the multifaceted opportunities presented to our youth. These projects hold immense potential. I made a promise to you to bolster sports development, empower the youth, and provide opportunities for skills acquisition. Today, I'm here to fulfill that commitment and hand over to you, the esteemed community of the Eastern region, your state-of-the-art stadium with auxiliary facilities. This significant achievement is a testament to our dedication to fostering sports excellence, empowering the youth, and creating avenues for skills development. I need you to keep in mind that this is not merely a structure. It represents a commitment to creating an environment where our youth can thrive, develop essential skills, and contribute meaningfully to our national development agenda.
Now, House of Folk Board Chairman Togbe Afede has questioned the decision by the National Sports Authority to close down the Accra Sports Stadium in favor of Christmas concerts. Hearts, Accra Lions and Great Olympics had to temporarily relocate to other venues. The stadium is currently in ruins after days of musical concerts on the pitch.
What's going to move forward? The path of strictest honesty is the only way. And somebody wakes up and suddenly closes down a sports stadium for concerts. What kind of reasoning is this? Seriously, you close down a sports stadium to favor concerts, to raise money, to make a stadium. Okay, raise the money. Make a stadium for what event? Sports or more concerts? What is the logic here? And we sit down and don't complain. Why are we afraid of the truth? Why? I mean, this stinks for me personally. It stinks. It makes me feel ashamed that we can close on a sports stadium when the league is on. Meanwhile, this edifice was primarily built for sports, in particular football. And you close it down to host a concert. Everybody's happy. But it hurts. For me as a Ghanaian, it hurts me. Not because of House of Folk, but to take decisions like we are thinking upside down. And journalists If anybody will blame, it's more you. Because you are the ones who must comment on things like this. But you all have kept quiet. Why do we sit down and allow evil to conquer us? Why? Evil gets done when good men stay silent. How can you close a whole stadium down? And now, they mess up the pitch. Any money they make maybe will not even be enough to restore what is destroyed.
That's how we end the sports segment on JN Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Up next is World News.
You're welcome back. You're still watching Joy News Today right here on your favorite Joy News channel. It's now time for entertainment with your girl, Noella Kareniali. And Ifwa Santuo Wusu Edunum, the Ghanaian women's rights advocate, journalist and event organizer who captivated the nation with her singing marathon, talking about the Guinness World Record attempt, has ended her quest after 126 hours and 52 minutes. While verification from Guinness World Record judges is pending, Asantewa's effort is believed to have significantly surpassed the existing record set by India's Sunil Wagner in 2012. Now, she addressed her supporters after receiving medical attention behind a screen on stage, and she shared that she had lost track of the time during the 5-day endeavor. However, I'm sure you must have seen this picture trending. You can have the picture on the screen. Not this one. There's a picture trending about Sunil Wagner, the gentleman who Asantewa has, the Indian individual who Asantewa has attempted to break his record. This picture depicted, or blog sites are talking about the fact that he came all the way from India to, support her. Well, that's false. That is actually the Lebanese ambassador to Ghana. And so if you're seeing on any blog site that this picture right here, this man here is Sunil Wagner, well, that is entirely false. And so that's just about it. And that's it for sure.
I thought as much that,
right.
I mean, when I heard that, they said the gentleman came all the way from India to meet her. And I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah,
wow, if he did, then that's
kudos
wonderful.
Probably he did in spirit, so yeah.
Well, congratulations to her. I mean,
right.
it's an inspiration to all of us. What are you going to do next?
Let me do my research first. Probably will be eat-a-thon.
You like food too much, Noella. That's how we wrap up the bulletin. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjoyonline.com for more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye.